We are back. Today's episode is going to be epic. So today I have an amazing guest. Welcome to the Prepare to Fight Fire podcast. All my guests are amazing, and I guess I got to start switching up my intro lines to this podcast, but it is what it is. So Nicole Kopolovits.
Kopolovits, yeah.
Kopolovits, welcome. What's up, Kopo? How are you?
What's up, man?
Thank you for coming on. So for anybody who doesn't know, Kopo works in Central Florida. And she's one of the baddest chicks that I can really call a true friend, and I've even learned from, and I'm inspired by. So I can't wait to talk about a bunch of different things. So let's talk about. We'll just dive right into it. Why did you become a firefighter?
So I used to give the generic response of like I just always wanted to help people. I like doing things outdoors, and I wanted something new every day kind of deal.
All right.
But what really got me into it originally was the medical side of it. So I became a paramedic before I went to fire school, actually. And my mom has type 1 diabetes. She's had it since she was a teenager. So she's had it for a very long time. Well, when me and my sister were younger, she's 3 years older than me, my sister. And when we were younger, my mom would take care of us. My dad would work long hours. So we were basically a pain in the ass. I want to do that. She wants to do this. And we pull my mom left and right. And she would take her insulin, forget to eat, and her blood sugar would drop. And this would happen all the time before the new technology came out. So the paramedics would come to the house. We would call 911. Paramedics would come to the house. And I would, as a little kid, like I was scared. I'd cry. And I would watch these random dudes come in my house and take care of my mom and make everything better. And then I remember the sight of the paramedics showing up it would bring me such ease and comfort. And I thought that was like growing up now. I'm like, man, that's pretty amazing to have a complete stranger walk in your house as a child and feel that ease come over. So then I thought man, I wish I could bring that to someone as well. So I went to EMT school. I fell in love with the medical side of stuff. Went to medic school, loved it even more. And I've always been super athletic and outdoorsy. And so I went to fire school and I fucking loved that too.
Right. So it all worked out. And where
Yeah.
did you go to fire school?
I went to fire school at the Florida State Fire College.
And how was that experience?
I loved it. I always said it was one of the best times of my life. I'd do it all over again.
Yeah, same. There's a there's a there's definitely a difference in the firefighter that comes out of any other school compared to the Florida State Fire College. And I know you can see it with the new hires that come in, and the way they operate, think, perform, and their work ethic is completely different than somebody who went to the Florida State Fire College. And I hate people that say oh, it's the same, it's just fire school, and that's not true, right? That's like saying every restaurant is the same. No, every restaurant is different. It's ran by different people who have different passions for what they do, and there's different types of food, right? So fire schools are the same way in the aspect of there's people in Ocala at the Florida State Fire College that are so passionate about being firefighters, right? And the uniqueness of that school is it's so disconnected from society. In all reality, really, the world we live in today. I mean, there's a McDonald's and a Wawa. It's fucking a mile from anything,
Yep.
right? Where there's nothing. All there is the school and the dorms, and so you're fully immersed in this. So for anybody out there that wants the full experience and ultimately wants to be the best firefighter coming into this profession, you need to go to the Florida State Fire College. It's a biased opinion, but I went there, I've taught there, and then I work in South Florida now. And I see and I work with people who didn't go to Florida State Fire College. And I do work with good people that didn't go there, right? But I do work with even better people that did go there. And the ability to resonate with what they went through, the same experiences, the dorm checks, like everything, the night drill, literally everything was just it's epic. It's cool. And I met some of my best, greatest friends in fire school. I don't know about you. I don't know if you're still close with people you went to fire school
Yeah.
with.
Same deal.
So
You
how
can't
long?
help but get close.
Yeah. So another different experience in that realm is it's so tough and like they put you in positions where you're all suffering for one person's mistake, that like you just said, like you have no choice but to love and hate the people you're with.
Yeah.
And it forges a bond that's like everlasting. So so how long did it take you to get hired with your current department?
So I was pretty blessed. It was pretty quick. Like I said, I was already a paramedic when I went to fire school. So I already had that under my belt too. And I'm actually from South Florida also. I heard
I didn't,
about the fire college.
I
Yeah.
didn't know. So you so tell me about that story. How'd that work out?
Yeah. So I'm from Hollywood, Pembroke
Okay.
Pines. Um, Born and raised down there. Uh, I was looking into fire schools when I was finishing paramedic school, and I found the Florida State Fire College, and I was told this is the best fire college in the state, one of the best in the country. And as soon as somebody told me that, I was like, that's where I'm going. Like, why would I want to go anywhere else?
So
So
one second,
I
I want to
worked.
hold on a second. I want to dig into that.
Yeah.
Because we'll get carried away and I'll miss this boat. Where does that type of wanting to be a part of something great come from? Because there's a lot of people that don't have that. They're just like, just convenience, right? Or like why am I gonna go out of my way to do that? Like they
Yeah.
overlook the value of something being great.
Yeah. Um, fuck, I don't know where it came from. I've just always had and that sounds silly or whatever, but um I've just anytime I do something like I want to do it to the best of my ability. I think I'm wasting time if I don't, right? So same thing in school. If I'm going to do something, I'm not going to do it half-assed this time just so I can do it again and do it better. Like I'm just going to do it the best I can the first time. So I know I was in Taekwondo when I was younger. Um, and I did that for 7 or 8 years. Moved up some of the ranks, and I competed in a bunch of competitions in the state throughout the country. Like they used to call it Junior Olympics, and I got a lot of my drive and discipline from that for sure when I was younger, and that just kind of carried over. And the more stuff I've done, like I said, I started to realize like why would I do something one way, half-assed, and then want to redo it later. So if
Yeah,
I'm gonna
no,
go to the school, I'm gonna fucking go to the school, like the school.
yeah. You're gonna get the most out of it. You have to, and
Yeah.
it's a quote. I've said it before, but how you do anything is how you do everything. So
Hmm.
so go ahead. So you go up there.
Yeah. So I was looking in, and I was told that was the best place. That was the place to be. So I worked when I was in medical school. I saved up money. Um, I applied, and I moved up there, and that's kind of what I was saying too. Like you can't help but get close to people because I lived in the dorms there too, and like you said, there's nothing there. So I moved up there, lived in the dorms for the 12 weeks we were in school. Met some of my best friends there that I'm still friends with to this day, and I get to work with. And most of the instructors, like like worked for the city of Ocala, and meeting them and seeing them, uh, like how passionate they were about the job and how much they wanted to train and how motivated they were, really drew me to that department. So I started talking to some of the instructors, and I was recruited by one of the chiefs out there, like, hey, come apply with us. So I did. I moved back to South Florida after fire school, and I worked for a few more months, and then I got a call offering me a job with them. Moved back up.
And you move back up. And let me ask you, when you got that job, was your initial like perspective or viewpoint like, hey, I'm gonna just get some experience, or you were like, I'm never coming back to South Florida?
I was in it. I was pretty happy to move out of South Florida. I loved it down there. Where I grew up was phenomenal. I had such a great time and such a great childhood down there. But I knew I needed to leave. Like I
Mm,
needed to move somewhere where I knew no one, I knew nothing, and I needed to regrow as my own person. And
right.
so I knew, and I didn't. I never even thought like, oh, I'll use it as a stepping stone department. Um, and I couldn't really even tell you why. I just knew I was going to come up here to work, and then that was it. I loved it, and I never really looked back.
Right. Yeah, that's amazing. And I mean, I don't know if you know the story, but um me, Evan, I mean, even Tiago got his first offer in Ocala, but all came
Yeah.
from South Florida. And the original
Yeah.
intent was for all of us to come back, right? And me and Evan applied to Marion County in fire school, and like we got hired a week later, so we came home for like a week, and then we were back in Ocala, and then we started our life, right? And I really recommend anybody out there to not be so close-minded, especially if you're young. Don't be this person that's like, oh, I only want to work here. It's like, listen, you want to be a firefighter, you need to go where they give you an opportunity. Now, obviously, understand that there are different opportunities, just like there's different fire schools. It's the same thing, right? But the grass isn't always greener, and understand that when you do get out of your comfort zone, like you did, and like I did, and like Evan and Tiago, you grow up in a different way, right? Like you develop different characteristics and different skill sets than if you stay in your bubble of comfort, knowing where the everything is, knowing all the exits. I mean, knowing people. Like when you go and immerse yourself in a place where you know nothing, like you grow so much as a person. And like I truly believe you're a better person for it, you know?
Oh, 100%. And that's exactly why I did it too. Like I said, like I knew all my people in South Florida. I had family in South Florida. I knew where everything was. Like I felt comfortable, and I didn't want that anymore. I wanted to move. I wanted, like I said, I was alone. I think I knew when I moved up here, I knew two people, and I met them in fire school, and they lived at least 45 minutes away from where I lived. So I moved up here by myself, got a little apartment. I would go on shift. I would work my shift. I'd come home. I would work out. I'd go to the pool. Everything. I just did things on my own for months. Started to get some friends and hang out and stuff, obviously, and I would go out. But it was nice having that, like, it was just me. Like you said, I felt like I grew so much. I learned about myself so much. I know I don't have anything to rely on. Like I can rely on myself for whatever I need.
Right. And that's super powerful, super powerful. So I want to transition this into your career in the fire service. And this is a topic that's not really talked about, but I'm going to talk about it because it's my podcast. I'm going to say, what has been your take being a female coming into fire service? I know you're one of the hardest working people I've met personally, and I would take you over a lot of people, a lot of majority of people. I would say, get the fuck out of my way. I want you. So, talk to me about your experience so far in the fire service and your mindset, because that really makes the biggest difference.
Um, Man, like I've had a great experience in the fire service. So like I know a lot of people think like so like our department, for example, I think we have about 150 people, and at one point there were six females. I think we have a couple more now, but at one point there was just six females. So the ratio is kind of off, and a lot of people always ask that, like, what's it like being the only female or whatever, like at the station or on a shift or whatnot. And I don't know if it's a personal thing too, but for me, I've been around a lot of great men in the fire service and a lot of great people in general, to where I've never felt like I have to be different because I'm a chick or whatever, or I was never treated differently because I was one. Like they held me to the same standard, I would hold them to, and that's what I would expect for anyone, right? Obviously, I've run into a few people in my career that have made it verbally known that they think I shouldn't be in the service, whether it was because I'm a female or I'm not that big. I know nobody can see me, but I'm 5'7" and I was 135 pounds when I got hired. So I'm not a huge human being by any means.
Yeah, no, it's so funny. I'm gonna when I post this episode on Instagram, I'm gonna post our picture of when we trained at the college. And, so I'm assuming the other day that the story came up of like, hey, you're good friends with the female smoke diver. I'm like, yeah. He's like, who is she? So I sent him a picture, and he was like, that's her. I'm like, yes, that's her. She's fucking amazing. Oh, I mean, but it's just like, I'm bringing him in here. He's not gonna be hyped about it, but Tedeschi, like, Brandon's a small dude. Like
Yeah.
he's 4'9" or something, 100 pounds, and like full of fire and energy, dude. And I'll take him over a majority of the people out there too. So how would let me ask you this: when you came into those interactions, what was like your response, like first internally and then externally?
Yeah. So, and this is for me, everything in life. Like my wife knows the same. I, I, I'm not about letting people get to me or whatever they say. I could care less. Like haters are gonna hate, right?
Yeah.
So people are gonna talk shit. Whenever somebody would say that to me, and I would just fucking laugh it off, like, "You're right, bro. All good, whatever." Like, what am I gonna do? Be like, "Nah, watch this." Like, no, when I need to show up, I'll show up, and they'll know. And eventually, that's honestly what happened to some of the guys. Like, that was like my probational year. They saw me and they're like, "This girl's gonna do shit." And like now, I've proven myself. Promotional test, uh anytime we do physical agility, like smoke divers, anything I needed to do, I showed up and did it, and nobody's talking shit anymore. So to me, I'm not very good at talking shit, and my friends know that. So I'm not going to. But what I will do is when it's time to show up, I'm going to show up, and it's worked so far.
Let's go. I love it. I love it. So 100% has to do with your mindset. I mean, you just proved it right there, right? And to anybody out there, whatever the case is, whatever you your feelings are, you can really prove to the world who you really are, not by getting emotional, but just doing the work, right? Showing up in the capacity you're supposed to be. Like these people all said those things, and then when push come to shove on a call, at a training, smoke divers, you showed up, and then now like you didn't even have to say anything. Like you just literally did your thing, worked super hard, and now it's like you've earned that respect. Like you
Yeah.
didn't you didn't walk in like 6'3", 225, like no, you came in like the underdog, right? And you earned the respect by just showing up every single time. And that's super admirable. Like last night we did a training and there was a female in the crew, and we were talking about victim removal. I've really been on this stick of victim removal since I took this class. Like actually dragging real humans, not 60 pound,
Dummies. Yeah. Yeah.
and dragging them effectively. Um, so we're talking about it. She's like, "Well, I could never drag you out that way," and I'm like, we start talking. And I'm like, "Hey, like, yes, you can." I'm like, there's techniques for everybody. Like, it doesn't matter how big you are. Like, the human body has mechanics, and you have enough strength to do these techniques to do it. It's not going to be fast, but we don't need to be fast. We just need to make progress, right? And we got down to it. She was super open, and like the confidence, like I instilled in her from just showing her that she could do it. Like she walked away. She's like, "Yeah, I fucking can do it." And I think we're really bad, male or female, of not delivering that training, not delivering that. Instead, we deliver jabs, or we give off this energy of like disgust, or like, "Oh, you can never," of doubt, right? Like it's like, no, it's our job when somebody doubts themselves or you have any doubts of that person, like communicate, talk, and then like actually do a training, see what they're about before you go and create this narrative in your mind of something that's not even true, right? And then she ended up crushing it. Like she had plenty of
Yeah.
strength. Like she's great. She's fine. Um, but I definitely have seen over time that we are very quick to judge what we see, right?
Yeah.
And for anybody out there that has had a tough time, male or female, or any ethnicity, understand that you're the ultimate judge of who you are, right? Not other people. So if you're a good person and you know you're a good person, that's enough, right? And your actions day in and day out over time, it's not going to be overnight, right? So you said over probation, you were brand new. Nobody knew you. Now, how many years do you
Yeah.
have on?
So 7.5 years, I think. Yeah.
Where in the city of Ocala you go now, you carry this this pride, this name of like I've
Yeah.
worked so hard and earned everything I've gotten. And now there's no doubt. But it's taken time. Like people think it's like, oh, like you have to respect me right away. And that's not how the world works, guys. Like you have to earn that, right? And you've
Yeah.
earned it, the work. So let's transition into what got you into the mindset of I want to be a smoke diver. Where did that start? Where did that originate? I think I know who the person is, but let's talk about it.
I could tell you the exact moment I
Okay.
was like, fuck it, I'm doing it. So Tiago, Brady, Jagger, like all those dudes, when they were training a few years back, I would just go and train with them because I had nothing better to do. So I'd go train with them, and I was like, man, I'm keeping up, but they're like putting in the work like every day, right? And I wasn't. I knew I wasn't because I wasn't going that year to the class, and I was just always like, man, I could do it. I just this isn't the right time for me. This isn't the right time. Whatever. Well, the year that Tiago and Brady passed, the year that they made it through it, we were at Fire East in January. It was like 2 weeks later. We were at Fire East in January for the RIT competition, and
Wait,
they had their smoke diver hats on. And I think it was because y'all went through the same year, right?
no, I went. He They went in January. I went in December.
Okay, yeah. So that was the year they had two classes. So they went the second class. Well, we were at Fire East in Daytona, and they had their hats on, and they're meeting all the guys that were in their class, and they're like, hey man, they're just talking about all their inside jokes, and they're talking about it, and I'm just standing there, and I'm like, man, I'm getting all like work like hyped up listening to them. And I'm like, right then I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I was like, I'm gonna go. This is crazy. Boom. I started training. I went that year, the next January.
That's awesome, and it sounds super easy. Like that's it. Like I just said, I want to go. I went and I did it. It was I I remember talking to a couple people that I'm friends with, that you're friends with, and they said that you really utilize your resources, and I want to talk to the
Oh,
about that of being hungry and not letting an opportunity slip. I'm not going to mention names here, but I remember, and let me ask you how you would handle the situation. And it's to prove a point. If you wanted to become a smoke diver, right, and somebody floats into your station, that's a smoke diver, and they say, hey, I know we're going to be busy today, but sometime we'll burn a bottle, we'll do a gear workout, like we'll train.
mhm.
No matter what was going on in your personal life, no matter how you felt, no matter what you did in the morning, what would your response be?
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah, let's do it.
So this individual told me he was tired. He had a rough night. And what I want to drive home in this podcast is mindset is everything, right? And don't let an opportunity slip. So this individual did not get into the program this year, and it was not surprising. And I want to just say it's no hard feelings, and I'm not mad about it. What I'm mad at is his underutilized mindset of using the resources that are put in front of him. So, what did you do to prepare?
Oh, well, obviously I talked to the buddies I knew that went through, right? Because what better way to prepare than to talk to the guys that have just done it, right? So like, and we had the conversation early on, like, I don't want to know don't tell me what to do in the class, but give me tools to make me to make me better so I can make it through the class, right? Because I didn't want to just I'm not just going through the class to go through the class. I'm going through it to get something out of it. So I talked to them. I got some training schedules put on, and then like I annoyed the shit out of Tiago, I'm sure. I'd hit him up every day. I was like, hey man, what are you doing? You want to go work out? Or like, even if we don't work out together, I'd go to the station and I'd just, hey, are you busy? Like, can you just smoke me for 45 minutes? And he would just go out there and smoke me. Hey, are you at the college today? Yeah, I'm coming up there. Let's go run stairs or do whatever. Like any chance I had, I was hitting him up to help me out. Any of those dudes. So they were my main source of like training tools and like who can come help me. But he gave me enough tools for my toolbox that I could take it and I would do my own stuff at my own station because I wasn't stationed with him. So at some point I gave my partner on rescue, like never went to smoke divers, would never go, like super chill guy, one of my best friends. And I was like, look, I'm gonna write these 6 different movements on this board. I said, for the next 45 minutes, I want you to just yell these things out at me in whatever fucking order you want and just tell me when to start and stop. And he did it. Like he just had a timer on and he would just yell random things. And I basically just had him smoke me and he had no idea what was going on. So
So,
anything I could do, I did.
is that how you developed your mindset? Is removing the number and being able to
Oh,
focus just the movement? Because
oh yeah.
there's a big misconception right now with crushing workouts, right? I love that. Oh, I crushed that workout. And when you crush a workout, you did not develop any resiliency from that workout. Like,
Yeah.
you knew what you had to do and you did it. It's not impressive, like, at all. It really isn't. Like, maybe it might have been difficult, but your ability to not know the end and to push through is what really develops that callous mindset that people are missing, that want to pursue this objective or this challenge or this class. It doesn't matter how good you are at working out. It doesn't matter, your push-up number, your run time, because when you're exhausted, it's straight mindset. Everybody shows up physically fit, right? Like, good job, you're fit. Like, that's the requirement. Awesome. Now and I really accredit the class pushing me farther than anything I've ever done. And I've done a couple hard things, but that program, I think you could always be more prepared, right? And I went into the danger zone a lot, and I really had to break it down to literally just forward movement, like that's how fucking dark it was in my mind. But through my training, and the workouts that I did employ, I did a lot of stuff like that where, like, I wouldn't put a number, it would just be burn a bottle. So it'd be a lot of repetition on one thing. So it's like making the mind okay with short progress but forward momentum. And that's really, really hard, especially when it sucks. So it's just like getting smoked. Hey, push-up position, down, up, and we just started, and like your shoulders are already on fire, or lunges or bear crawls or whatever, towers, stairs, super simple. You're just climbing stairs. It's not hard, but it's the same motion. And then your mind starts playing games of like, holy shit, like I only hit 10 stairs and we're doing 22 towers. We got 12 left. Like, so do you accredit that to your success, is just developing the mental over, obviously you're developing physical fitness, of course, but
yeah, but of course, like I said at the beginning, like I'm pretty physically fit, I would say, but I'm not super strong. I'm not super fast. I'm a pretty fucking average human being, but like you said, I would put it all on my mental ability. Like I say this at the station all the time, like we'll go to trainings and there's dudes that are bigger than me, they're faster than me, they're stronger than me. And I say that all the time. I was like, you can lift more weights than me. I'm not gonna fucking argue that. You could probably run faster than me. I'm not arguing that either. I was like, but one thing I will argue and I will prove to you is like I will outwork any motherfucker out here right now. I said, I'll still be out here. You might be faster than me, but I'll still be out here when you're done. I was like, and I can promise you that. And I think that's what helped me through it. Like, and I said, like, you don't need to be super fast. You don't need to be super strong. You just have to have that mental want to finish the thing or get the fuck out or whatever you need to do.
Right.
Like, well, that's what you need.
Just push. Keep pushing.
Yeah.
And it's a skill set that the program, I really think, is the biggest takeaway, is when you think you've pushed far enough, like you really just got started. like we're just getting warmed up and we're 5 hours into the class. And then at the end of it, you're like, holy shit, how many bottles did I breathe down? Like how many hours in full turnout gear fucking getting after it? Not just hanging out, fucking holding a hydrant, but like doing work. And that confidence and that mindset shift really has changed me forever. So let me ask you this. Why did you want to do it? I know when you decided you wanted to do it, but what was like your personal why?
So, honestly, just to prove I did it. Like, and we were talking earlier about like why we do stuff in the surface or whatever, and about like respect, like gaining respect. And I won't do something for someone else. That makes so like I'm not gonna go and push myself to these extremes so that I can prove myself to you or whoever. Like I don't fucking care what anybody thinks about me. I care about what I think about me. So when I'm pushing myself to these limits and doing all these crazy things, it's to prove to myself that I'm not the motherfucker that you're saying I am, or that whoever's talking shit about like it's to prove to myself that I can still back that up and I can still do those things even though they think I can't. Them knowing now is just a plus. So it's the same thing with the class. Like, so one of my biggest pet peeves is when people say like, "Oh, I could be a smoke diver too. I just need to train for it." Like, no shit. And anybody could be a smoke diver. You just got to train. And so that was me. Like, yeah, I kept saying like, "Oh, I could do it if I wanted to." Well,
Right.
why the fuck am I saying that? Like, let me just go do it. So then eventually I was like, no, I gotta prove to myself that I can do this and I'm good.
Yeah.
And so I,
No, it's the same mindset of the two paradigms. Um, I can and I will, right? Everybody can. Oh, I can do that,
yeah.
sure. But will you do that? And the
Mm-hmm.
other one, wants and needs. Oh, I want that. Like everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to be fit. But like my mindset is I need to be
Mm-hmm.
fit. I need to be successful for me. And that like what you just said is a huge takeaway for everybody out there. It's like stop doing things to prove other people wrong. And I'm gonna be super vulnerable, and I don't think I've ever publicly said this. For the longest time, Kopo, I was doing things because growing up, I was such a loser. Like I swear, like I was such a loser growing up, and I wasn't proud of myself that I had this chip on my shoulder for the longest time of like proving the world like I'm a badass dude, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you. Like there's nothing that I can't do. Like I'm gonna show you through my actions, right? And now come full circle, I'm okay with doing things for me, right? Like that's enough. It used to not be. It used to not be like, and it's tough. It's super tough. So, and I know people operate from different areas of motivation, right? Like that was my motivation was to like prove the world wrong. And now it's shifted to proving myself right, right? And you've had that mindset since the beginning, and I think my mindset was toxic at first of
Yeah.
of having that like vendetta. Um, but either way, you've got to harness that fire, that ember inside some way, right? And if it's proving yourself right, which is a great mindset to have, and doing it because you need it for yourself, that's what you got to do. If it's proving the world wrong, that's what you got to do. But understand too, from my perspective, you've got to come full circle and understand that there has to come a point where you're not doing it for yourself because you're the one that matters. You're the priority. You're the one that matters, right? Because if you're not good, you're useless to everybody else.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I agree that like you using it first, like I'm gonna prove it to everybody else, got you motivated and got you to where you are. But to me, like if I will always be able to push harder if I'm doing it for me than for them. If that makes sense.
yeah,
Like
and
in
100%, and me too. I mean, there was definitely me involved. How far I've pushed with these ultras, smoke divers. Like I've been pretty far in the danger zone in the pain cave where it was for Tom from high school that bullied me. I would I would have quit a long time ago. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, so it did revert back, but I think that was the genesis. That was the start of like all of
Yeah.
this.
But that's how it goes sometimes. Like, and I think that's a growing mindset, kind of like what you said. Like, it probably starts like that because what that's what would motivate you first. Like somebody talking shit, and you're like, same thing at the firehouse. Like somebody talks shit, you're like, man, watch this, and you get up to go do it, and then you're like, man, I could now. What do you think I really could do? What do I think I really could do? And then it grows.
So yeah, it's so funny you said that. The other day we did this drill, and the reason why the drill was started is because somebody simply said, "Oh, I could drive you 50 feet, no problem." I said, "Oh, no problem." I was like, "Okay, cool, let's do it." And he's like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." Well, I said, and guess what? We'll even do it in the bay where there's no hose lines, cabinets, hallways, carpets, couches. Like all you have to do is drag me straight down the fucking bay, right? 50 feet. We were all very humbled at how not it is to drag an actual human being down a fucking a 50-foot stretch. So, but same thing. Like it's super easy to talk about. So we'll transition here, and I try to keep it powerful and short. What would you tell any female out there coming into the fire service to have such like an amazing career so far, like you've had? Like, what advice would you give her?
I mean, it's kind of the stuff we just talked about, all of it, right? So once again, I was truly blessed to be around the people I was from the beginning of my career until now. Like the crews I was with was phenomenal. So I was definitely blessed because I know you can get dealt a bad hand sometimes. But definitely give the people around you like the opportunity to show you that they're there for you. Like I know some women like to go into things and it's probably because they've had bad past experiences. Like they're already going to go into it like full throttle of like I have to prove myself before they can talk shit. Like give them the opportunity to like show you that they're there, right? Open yourself up, like let them be there for you. Uh and like I said, like you're there to prove yourself to you, right? I'm not there to talk shit and try and make them respect me. I'm gonna just allow them to eventually choose their path with me, right? If somebody doesn't like me, they're not gonna like me. That doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't matter. And the other thing that really helped me too was using my resources, I guess is the best way to say it. um Using the guys around me to help me out. I know a few females because they work with me at the fire department, but most of the people that I used are the guys that were there, and they helped me get me to where I am. um so I would, yeah.
Yeah, and I think 100% it has nothing to do with the gender, rather the attributes of the person, their leadership, like their passion, their mindset, and their outpour of like, hey, you want to be the best you could be, like I'm gonna give you all I got, and it had nothing to do with your gender. It was you showing up hungry, like driven, and like ready to work. Right? That's it. Like I
Oh
hear
yeah.
have trouble, and then I'm like, you're lazy. Like it has nothing to do with your ethnicity or gender. You're lazy. Like you came
Yeah.
to a profession that's blue collar work, and you're lazy. And then, like, you know what I mean? So it's like you got to kind of change your perspective and understand that no matter what age range, gender, ethnicity, a hardworking, badass person will be respected anywhere in the world. Like
Yeah.
what you do or who you are, if you work your ass off day in and day out, you will earn everybody's respect, and people will pour into you as they should. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. This episode was epic, and we'll close it out on there. So I'll put the description in the bio, and for anybody out there, do it for yourself. Prove yourself right. If the haters get you fired up, that's fine. But at the end of the day, you got to do you. So we'll catch you on the next one.